a good crew. Good to see you, Dwayne. Excited for the spotlight. And we're going to do this fun game called Praise. So be ready to potentially be called on. And I'll model how the game goes. I want to praise Lauren for all the amazing work that she does managing QF and making this big push. I'm really excited to see quadratic funding, and also it's really fun to talk to Owaki here in person. So praise to Owaki as well for being our bridge to the Gitcoin world. And also praise Almond for being such an amazing co-host of the GM podcast. Like, really, you are the host of the GM podcast. I just show up, and it's I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And also praise to Aljean. I want to praise Aljean as well for all the behind-the-scenes work that her and Breachies do for me. And I'll pass over to Lauren.
Oh, thanks, Griff. I want to praise Ashley, Almond, Ahmad for all the work on restructuring our comm strategy and like how the flow goes. It's been a lot of work, and we're kind of like really looking at it. I also want to praise Steve for volunteering or volunteering after I nudged him a bunch on taking on a bunch of the Giveth Twitter stuff. It's super valuable and important. And I want to praise Zaku from Coordinate, who's hosting us here in his house and also giving us lots of great ideas and prodding Griff and being like, you should fundraise like this for Giveth. So praise Zach for his level head. And I'll pass it to Mitch.
Yeah, I want to praise Maye for coming in and offering to help onboard a bunch of really, really cool impact projects from the Tulum area. I also want to praise Lauren, Monique, and Griff for having a really great first meeting for the strategy chapter. And dang, there was one more, but I forgot it, you guys. Oh no. Well, thank everybody. Oh yeah, it was for Suga, Danny, and Nicola for just bringing up some really interesting issues around the subdelification and like maybe some finding ways we can improve like our leadership building processes. Anyway, that's my 3. I'll pass it on to Corey.
Hey, thanks. I want to praise Ahmad for leading the comms call on Tuesday for me. I really appreciate you stepping in. I want to praise Griff and Almond for the upcoming season 2 launch of the new podcast. It's super, super excited. I'm glad that we've got a new season coming out. And lastly, sorry, a little unprepared today. And I've been a little bit out this week, so I'm gonna leave it at that and write the rest in the channel. And I will pass it to Aljean.
Hello. Sorry, my voice. I want to praise Fischel for hopping on a call with me to discuss retroactive billing and trace some existing subscriptions for Giveth. I also want to praise Yas for making sure that funding-related calls are properly scheduled and added to the calendar. I also want to praise Bridges for coordinating with me on common tasks. I want to pass it to Franco.
Thank you, Aljean. Today, I'd like to praise Almond for her great work that she's doing in the ambassador program, like with such organization, and she's doing an amazing job there. I want to praise Ramin as well. Today he fixed like really quickly this bug that like with donations and decimals on Polygon, so very quickly. And I want to praise also the whole Ethereum Barcelona team for gathering and defining goals and activities and having things more clear for that. And I'll pass it over to Dwayne Camacho.
Hey guys, I'm part of Denota, here to share a bit about us. I will praise my teammates, Ghostly and Suleiman, and I'll pass it off to Ghostly.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to praise everyone here who's on this community call, continuing to build and believe in the mission of public goods funding and everything that crypto tries to accomplish. And I'm glad that we're all still here doing what we can to help the wider community. And I'll pass it to Suleiman.
Yeah, I'd like to praise my teammates, but also for Shell as well. She's hopped on quite a few calls with us. We're just trying to better understand her process around payroll and other things, and she's been really helpful. And so, yeah, and I will pass it to Santigues.
Thank you. I want to give praise to Franco for his stewardship of the house. He's always there welcoming everyone that jumping into the channel. I also want to give praise to Lauren for the amazing work she's doing leading the quadratic funding, and praise to Almond and Grave for the Twitter spaces that they keep running. And I'll pass it to Nico.
Thank you. I'd like to give my praise to Rochelle for all her help and guidance, helping me set up each sign for Giveth, and also guiding me with bridging my payments, my tokens, and also answering all the video questions of everyone. Also, praise to Heather for taking a time off. Praise to Monique, Amin, Mitch, and the others who scheduled their buddy calls for this week, for the upcoming weeks. Passing it to Ashley.
Thanks, Nico. I want to praise Almond, Nicola for our sync call yesterday, working together to figure out how we can support contributors, and Katabe for taking feedback well and implementing it and working towards setting some great goals for himself. I want to praise Yas for getting this awesome Zcash grant application up on their forum so that they can start working towards accepting that. And my third one also goes to Almond because she's just amazing in so many ways. But today I wanted to praise her because she's always like figuring out what her goals are, finding what blockers are keeping her from getting there, like right now, autopilot, and then just like figuring out what she needs to do to make it more autonomous so that she can get to her goals. And I think that that's really awesome, taking the initiative to learn new tools or whatever it might be that she needs to do. And I'm going to pass it to Wonka.
Hello everyone. Yeah, this week I wanna praise Nicola. She's been very supportive to the work we're doing in Gravity and also in Giveth. I wanna praise Griff because all what you do, man, it's super cool in the space. And I wanna praise Franco because I remember knowing him in person last year, and like seeing him every week and being more participative is really cool. So yeah, I'll pass it to him. I came late, so I don't know if you already go, Franco. Okay, then I'll pass it to Santi.
Already went.
Yeah, Franco hadn't gone, but maybe he didn't hear. Franco, are you there? No? Well, then let's pass over to Monique.
Game everybody. I want to praise Lauren, Mitch for having the strategy thing. Also, Griff. I want to praise Marco for preparing the QF design. I want to praise Cherik. First praise Amy for instant boosting query and helping lots on DevOps side. I want to praise Muhammad for preparing the QF structure backend. And I think it's enough for now. Help me to pass on recently joined.
Sure, let's throw it to Almond.
Thank you. I want to praise Ashley and Nicola for the great work yesterday, trying to support Giveth contributors. I want to praise Franco for always offering support, for help me record every ambassador session and just be super supportive. And I want to praise Lauren and Matt, Ashley for working really hard to improve our communication between working groups and to be more efficient between our work. And I'll pass it to who's missing. I pass it back to you, Griff, because I don't know who's missing.
Well, how about Makizi?
Hi everyone.
Hey, am I saying your
praise
handle
goes
right?
to
Am I saying your handle right? How do you
yes,
usually
yes,
say your handle?
Yes, Makizi, you're correct.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, my praise goes to Ashley and Almond and Franco for being supportive and trying to show me around. Like I'm a new contributor, I'm trying to be a new contributor, so they've been so supportive and trying to show me around. Yeah. So I'll pass it on to Tosin if he hasn't gone.
Hi everybody. So I want to praise Mon Emo and Marco for the design work on quadratic funding. I want to praise Mitch, Griff and Lauren for the feedbacks on Give Savings design. I actually want to praise everybody for being here and for being awesome. I'll pass to, I don't know, Ghostly.
Ghost already went, but maybe Algene, did you go?
I think she already went
Algene did
earlier.
go? Okay. Then how about Franco? Franco, are you there? Give you another shot? No dice?
Yeah.
Okay, then. Hey!
No, but I thought I already went. No?
Oh, dang. I'm sorry. I got very distracted during this, so I didn't do a good job. Then Parfait is last. Parfait, do you have any praise to dish?
Yes, hello. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Yeah, thank you. John Reiter, but sorry, I John Reiter, but this is Parfait. I'm connect from Nairobi, Kenya. I left Burundi to Nairobi in the conference, and I would like to praise to everyone who is here. And yeah, I don't know who I can pass because I joined later. And actually, I have a good network than that from Burundi. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Parfait. Thanks for coming in. I think Kotabe just snuck in. Kotabe, you want to finish us off with praise?
Sure, absolutely. GM, everyone. You hear me well? Cool, amazing. So I want to praise Maya because I saw her like taking a lot of effort to make her passport and make a donation to Giveth. I want to praise the community's working group for their feedback and direction. And I want to praise Monique for an amazing one-on-one. Back to you, Griff.
Thanks, Kotabe. Then let's get this party started. Just for all of you new people, let me share my screen. Let me tell you a little bit about the praise game. So the praise game is something we do before every call. It's really fun because you get decentralized updates from everyone in the galaxy, but also it turns into give tokens if you type the praise in Discord. So you can do \activate and \praise. And any praise that you type into Discord ends up turning into give tokens for the receiver. And praise givers also get give tokens. And so that's super cool. Definitely try it out. And let's just get this show started. We are on community call 162 on this May 11th. There's some awesome updates. Alman and I are doing our podcast again. So we have the first one up this tomorrow. Definitely look out for retweets on that one. Gitcoin was a huge success. We were in the top 20% for the open source round, which was like the largest round that got the most donations. I think we got $3,000 from that round alone. And then we also got, we won the Meta Crisis round, and we did really well in all the rounds we participated in. The whole Giveth Galaxy did really well in Gitcoin. So well done, everybody. And we'll talk more about that in fundraising. And the other big thing that I want to make sure everyone knows, because it didn't get communicated very well, but as part of this Optimism grant, we actually got a really cool piece, which is the first 640 verified projects that add an Optimism address will get 25 OP donated to them from Optimism. So that's super cool. We'll manage the donations internally and work through that, but talk about a great onboarding pitch is to say, hey, when you onboard into Giveth, you'll automatically get a donation. We're working this concept with Cello and Mantle and Zcash and other groups too. So yeah, I expect more to come. And with that, we can just jump into the communications working group. Corey, do you want to take it away?
Hey, sure, thanks. Hope my background noise is not too loud. But yeah, definitely wanted to lead off with the topic of the Gitcoin beta round, but since you already went into some detail there, I won't spend too much time on this. The round closed on Tuesday, very strong, so super exciting, and major praise to everyone involved. I think everyone came together to push comms around this, so awesome results. And yeah, and as mentioned, Optimism is now live on Giveth. So we made an announcement this week. Just want to make sure you saw it. It shares a lot of great information around how exactly you can now donate on Giveth with Optimism. We have 8 different tokens available for those donations, and those donations are also eligible for givebacks, which is really awesome. So yeah, many reasons, and also as Griff already mentioned, we definitely want to encourage projects to add Optimism addresses because they even get a cool kickback if they're part of that first crew. And otherwise, we put out our latest edition of the Give News newsletter. So there's lots of great things in this edition, including a recap of our recent AI hackathon with OpenAI tools. We of course share about the Gitcoin beta round, our some recent launches like our referral program, featured projects, and more. So go check out this latest edition if you haven't seen it, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, yeah, the first episode of season 2 of GM is launching on Friday. So mark your calendar, that's for 5 p.m. Central European time on Friday. And this episode is going to be all about crypto anarchism. And this is with our very own Almonds, talking with Griff about the beliefs behind this movement, like using technology to create communities based on consent. So yeah, that will be airing live on Friday. And then finally, AI April, the campaign that we've launched to show all of the awesome projects from AI April last month is still running. So there's lots of threads here. We don't have to show them all right now, but wanted to link to we've been writing threads on projects that have won awards in various categories. So it's pretty cool, like best product management or best backend DevOps project or best communications. So yeah, they're super cool. Check them out. And otherwise, what's next in comms? We're focusing a lot on sub-DAOification, or chapters actually for comms and growth strategy around that. So we're continuing to discuss and meet on this. Yeah, definitely still making moves on SEO implementation, which is a constant work in progress. And there'll be more coming soon. So that's it from comms. I'll pass it over to the community task working group.
Thanks, Corey. As most of you know, we've got a weekly community AMA and orientation call that we do on Wednesdays, and it happens at 10 a.m. Costa Rica time. So if you have any questions about like how to add an Optimism wallet to your project or any of these interesting things that you might want to know about Giveth, please join us there. So we can hop into our updates. Basically, we have been planning for ETH Barcelona. Our planning calls are now happening every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Costa Rica time. Yesterday, we were able to define some goals and the activities that we'll do to reach those goals with impact quests and maybe some team building stuff while we're in Barcelona. So it's looking really exciting. And if you're planning on being there, please come and join us for planning. Sub-DAOification, I think this is a big topic for all working groups right now. Communitas is also working on how we can sub-DAOify our working group. So the main step right now is we are tracking our hours. I made this document here for any Communitas contributors that want to be included in the budget and in the proposal. Please check out this document that I made, and we'll need to start tracking some hours and figure out our time constraints. We've got a new podcast coming out, Spanish speaking podcast, Aprendamos Refi. It's nearly finished, just a few comm strategy things that need to be defined, and that will be launching soon, so keep an eye out for that. As well as the ambassador program is moving into module 2 next week. It's been so much fun going through this program, and Almond's done such a great job leading it. And if you're interested in signing up for season 2, there's a link to the Typeform where you can leave your information here on this side. Some Give Talks Twitter spaces we have in the works. We're going to do one for the Optimism and Cello launch to promote that. We've got one in coordination with PeopleDAO, and also one that's being coordinated for the Givers PFP promo, so we can get some holders in and talk to them about the PFP and maybe get some more eyes on our PFP collection. You can find all the past episodes on YouTube or on Spotify with these links down at the bottom. And up in the top corner, you'll see kind of some areas where we do collective brainstorming. We have community spotlights every time in this call. If you know any communities that you think would make a good community spotlight, you can schedule them here in this document, Twitter Spaces, any Giveth Essentials. We haven't done a Giveth Essentials in a while, but we're working on getting one organized for Gravity, so keep an eye out for that. And moving on to Gravity, Nicola has a monthly sync call for Gravity tomorrow at 10 a.m. Costa Rica time. So that'll be right after the podcast. If you're feeling any conflicts or tension in the community, Gravity is definitely a great tool to use. We can use those conflicts as a tool to evolve our team, our organization, and to grow together. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. And just if you see anything or you want to start working on something you think that should be evolving within the organization, there's a type form here that you can fill out as well. And if you want to be a Graviton or get more involved with our Graviton working group, then DM Nicola. And that's what I got for Communitas this week. I'll pass it over to the Platform Circle Development Working Group.
Sorry, guys, I was looking for unmute button. I'm here. And the Platform Circle, yes, you can see the calls. We just decided to make it shorter. So we got to change the sync calls only to 30 minutes in a week. However, for updates this week, we just on the front end side, the instant boosting is ready and is testable in the UAT. We just made some minor changes on the front end. Also on the back end, we have the support for instance boosting, especially for the givebacks query. And we did some fixes during this week for making the queries much better. The new project's page design has 100% progress. We need a responsiveness design to finalize it. And I think this praise stream small fixes has been done. We're just waiting for testers to finalize it and we push it live. Architecture design of the quadratic funding is almost done. We can start implementing the backend in coming weeks. And the new rack notification needs some fixes according to the testers' feedback that we did lots of these fixes during this week, and I think it's finalized. And that's it from our side. I can pass it to Give Economy Working Group.
Yeah, okay. Give Economy Working Group. We have a new call for QF. I didn't put it on there. I don't know. These calls, like, I feel like they're all like, I always forget to update them. We have a weekly sync on Wednesdays. We have a new call for QF. It's on Tuesdays, and GiveFi sync is on Thursday. So there's lots of calls if you want to hang out with the Give Economy Working Group. What's new? I mean, Monique already mentioned Instaboost is in testing, and so is the GiveStream History Table Edition. Yeah, as I mentioned, we already have our quadratic funding weekly call, and the devs have started working on the back end of it, coordinating right now about like how we can get some front end issues available for front end devs so they have more things to do next week. And yeah, we're going to be announcing Cello. We've got the money in from fundraising. Finally, sorry if I'm stealing that from fundraising, but I was like, oh, great. Yeah, we allocated more rewards for Give Power. Giveth Pro. We're working on figuring out like where these things work out in the overall strategy of how products should be launched. Giveth Pro is staking Give tokens in order to upgrade your project and get new features. So hopefully we can have Giveth Pro out before QF and then use that as as an entry point for projects to get into QF. Treasury management is happening. Mitch is making it happen for us based on what he explained in that forum post. And Give savings design and contracts are 90% finished, so well on their way there. And look, there's a really nice picture of what QF might look like on Giveth. That's where we're at with design. Anyway, lots going on in the Give economy working group, almost too much that it's like I could give you all the details or none of the details, and the result would be the same. I'll pass it to the fundraising working group.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, fundraising working group. We meet on Mondays. Definitely come to the calls. They're very enlightening. We go through all of the different opportunities in the space. Our focus this week, and probably the focus for the rest of our lives, as far as I can tell, is optimism. Optimism is by far giving away the most money in the space. They are really funding public goods. They're living up to their branding. So that's always a focus. We're also looking at adding Zcash and ETC and Mantle onto the DApp. And we actually, if you click this link for Zcash, we actually have a forum post right now. It would be great to send some positive vibes their way. We might even, based off one of the comments, which I have a response to, is just not up yet. Might even ask for a little bit more funds to extend the use of Zcash and try to make Zcash a privacy option for private donations and make just a little modal or something like that. So that would be pretty cool. And I think they would fund us for doing that work. So that would be amazing. And we'd also add a really important feature to the application, actual private donations. And of course, Mantle is also a new L2 that we are in talks with and submitting a grant for to also add to the DApp as another chain. And all these chain additions, I hope to include like make sure to give some money to every project that has an address for your chain. And I think that will be really, really amazing for our onboarding efforts. Let's see. Also, as we know, we're still trying to collect the optimism money. Giveth has theirs, Praise has theirs, but the other projects are still in like the little bit of limbo, and OP's price has definitely dropped a fair chunk. So good thing we got ours early, but we still need to push to get the rest. I know Common Stack had to resubmit the KYC. I'm not sure if the other projects need to do something along that as well. We just got Solo money, as Lauren referenced. We got the 20K for doing the Solo integration, so that's awesome. We're still a little bit in limbo on the bonus, just like Optimism did for adding projects. So we'll probably we're still working on figuring out if they're going to give us 5K to give money to all the projects that add Solo addresses. And also worth noting is that if you're ever wondering what grants we're working on and their progress, we have this amazing Notion doc. Major praise to Heather and Yas for putting this together. That kind of goes through all the different proposals that are in progress or archived or things that we won. Also includes like links to the grants and all of that. You can see there's lots of ENS work going through in the Galaxy, Gitcoin beta round. All of these things are being tracked in this awesome table. And if you're interested in project by project, you can go up here and just see the praise projects that are in the works, and the proposals that are being added. So very interesting and really, really cool. So it's there. And let's see where else. Yeah, also, we're about to open up, I don't think this week, but next week, we will start negotiating fundraising as a service, where as General Magic, we'll actually bring people into the group. We already had a couple pilots with a few projects, and it seems to be working out well. So I think we're ready to scale the service. So if you have any interest in helping us do fundraising, there's always work here. And we're also we're starting to, I wouldn't say we're doing any major like push to bring in more projects. We already have many people asking for us to help them with this service. So we'll probably just take it a little bit slow so we don't overwhelm ourselves with too much work. But it's going to be cool. We're going to do a lot. We're going to start requesting grants for a lot of cool projects in the space. Yeah, and I'll leave it at that. Let's just pass it over to the design working group.
Hi everybody.
So
for design, we're still working on gift savings. So there's still a lot of back and forth, but then I feel we're getting there. So, and also I think Lauren said, we have meetings for gift savings today after the community community call. That's I think by 12. Sorry, just immediately after the call on Give Economy channel. So if you want to join, and then maybe contribute if you have anything to actually contribute to. And then also we're working on contractic funding. I think Mo and Marco have actually doled out solid designs, and we're still working on that. So if you could take a look at the Figma link and drop your comments if you feel that things you could actually change or anything you've observed. And also we're also working on integrating Gitcoin passport. This is working hand in hand with the quadratic funding. So we're still working on integrating the Gitcoin passport also, and this is still in progress. So all in all, for designs, we have a lot of things working, or a lot of design work currently going on. And I feel if you also have anything to say, if you have anything you've noticed on the platform, or even what we're currently working on, and you feel like, okay, there are things we could actually improve on, you could just reach out to us. Either drop a message on the design working group channel, or just reach out to either Mo or me. And I think that is all for design. So for giving us cycle, I don't know who's taking that, Griff.
Actually, we're throwing it to Mitch.
Yeah, let's talk about the DAO working group. So we got our syncs on Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central European. I think that's 5 p.m. Central European. 8 hours ahead now. Yeah. Anyway, you all know that. Some things in here. I want to talk about vesting is like imminent. It's up there this week, so if you want to read about that, or just give it a review before it goes out, that's in the forum. Lauren talked about treasury management, but that's a DAO issue. So actually, basically like ready to go. We kind of know what we need to do. We're just waiting for these meme coins to like chill out. So that we can like lower the gas and like send through our money from the optimism bridge, and then we can jump on that right away. Sub-DAOification is lit still. We had a very heated meeting on Monday. Lots of really interesting issues going on there, and I'm working on making some updates to the DAO right now in the forum. As you could see below, actual things to vote on. Very quiet this week. You know, the NRGive distribution's over. We figured out the madness with the multi-sigs. So all quiet, nothing to vote on really, except for this token log, which Griff's already got it loaded up there. So again, I'm just gonna say it for all the people here. This is our token weighted backlog of products and features that the Give token holders can vote on. So there's a bunch of really, really cool stuff here. If you've got any Give tokens or wrapped Give tokens on Gnosis chain, you can go ahead and vote on any of these. Top ones, I think, still is quadratic funding. And this heckin' Kubernetes things, who knows what it is. Giveth analytics dashboard, GiveFi, fixing some listing problems for sharing project updates, and Giveth APIs is rising up there as well. So that gets me excited. And Giveth Pro as well is coming up to the top. So yeah, lots of really cool stuff in there, and you can always vote on any of this stuff at any time, so check it out. That's all we got for the DAOs, and I'll pass it on to Griff for the governance.
Thanks, Mitch. So let's start off with vacation. Actually, Jake, of course, had a baby, so he's out of mission for a while. Although he's still hanging out in the chats, can't keep himself away. Claire is actually going to take a break, so she's going to focus on other things. And as you can check the team availability channel, she left a really nice little blurb about how she enjoyed her time here. But she's officially taking a break and is also doing a road trip or something this week, so that's cool. Corey's halftime right now. She's doing Regens Unite, so that's awesome. And Heather is taking most of the month off. She's walking the trail. There she is and as the meme, I figured that would be a cute one for Heather. And then Mateo, actually, his mother's having surgery today, so it would be great if everyone could send some like positive vibes in his direction to make sure that all goes well with that. And and updates. So there's so many things happening in the forum. It's just off the hook. There's action on the token list. We have an Opolis and Giveth partnership. There's our new node infrastructure is interesting. Revamping the project page from the donor's perspective to the project's perspective. Treasury management has a bunch of polls on what to do with all of the money we got. Vesting distro is up for review, as was said. And I thought this was really cool. Kai posted his AI April project, which was doing buddy reviews with AI. So definitely check that out. It might save you some time, and it's pretty cool. He added it to the end of a buddy review guide, which is always useful for everyone to check out anyway, because we do buddy reviews all the time, and buddy reviews are really hot right now. We're in that 3-month like special sweet spot. So make sure to fill out as many contributor feedback forms as you can. If there's someone who's really kicking ass, take this opportunity to tell them about it. Use this contributor type form at the top. And if you have a buddy review coming, you gotta fill out the self-review so that your buddy can really start with something to chew on. So make it a really good buddy call. And we are not hiring so hard, but we're always looking for a CTO. If you know anyone who's coming out of like a failed crypto project, there's a lot of them these days. Definitely check out for any like rock stars that you know in the space. We're definitely open to talking to them. We did hire Carlitos recently, a rock star, to support us in revamping the marketing direction for comms. And also, we'd be open to hiring more rock stars if you know of anyone. So with that, actually, we can go straight to the community spotlight. We got a good 20 minutes to talk about Denota. This is one of Rochelle's favorite projects, but maybe I'll just pass over to Dwayne to give us the full introduction. And if you want, you can also screen.
Sure, appreciate it. Yeah, I think some of our materials are a little bit older, so I may just try to talk to you guys and have it be more collaborative and just a conversation. But for some context, I met Rochelle, I think my first or second day at ETH Denver this year. And it just so happened that she had a lot of these payment challenges that we were trying to solve. And that just seemed like super serendipitous. And we've since talked a lot more about kind of some of the cross-chain issues she's been having with just being able to pay people using Disperse and then ZK Bob. And those are areas that we're really interested in solving on the payments front. But really what it is that we're building is a kind of asset wrapping protocol that represents payments as NFTs. So we really want to try to rethink how payments are made. So one of us, Suleiman, was actually working at Coinbase at the payments risk team, where he, I think at one point he was writing like a cashier's check to his landlord. And he was thinking, hey, this is reversible. This is like something that I have where I have some recourse. But right now, when I try to send crypto to friends, I don't have that same kind of like flexibility or a lot of those value adds that TradFi has. So that's, I think, where the idea started. And then I met Ghostly the first day of ETH Denver last year, and we became fast friends. Suleiman and I, we'd known each other for a really long time. We went to school together. And I think we just started hacking on projects, trying to find ways to build something cool in the space. And then when Suleiman had that idea, we all kind of went all into building Denota. But yeah, it looks like you're kind of playing around with the app a little bit. I think maybe Mohammed, if you, or Suleiman. Also, I guess that we can share our full like our docs names too. So my name's Rafi. Suleiman is Mohammed. But Mohammed, if you want to kind of walk through this here. Also, we could share
Yeah.
the docs too.
Yeah. I can walk through that demo a bit on my screen, or I can just explain what's going on there. But yeah, so basically that.
Take it on your screen. Take it on your screen for sure. I'm just
Okay.
playing around.
Okay, sounds good. Actually, I need to give Discord the permissions.
Oh, if that's a challenge,
anyway.
you can direct me to. It's up to you. Your
Okay.
call. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I'm gonna have to like quit Discord and rejoin. I'm not as big of a Discord person. Maybe Dwayne, are you able to share?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, sounds good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me see if okay. Well, I don't know if I'm. This is a deck. I can share the app too. Let's see. Let me know if you guys are able to see.
Yep, it's working great.
Okay, cool. Let's go on Cello testnet actually. Cool, yeah. So this app is really more built to show what the SDK can do. And so with this app, we have like a Nota primitive, which has a bunch of different data around like invoicing. You could attach payments, information, tags, and really we see this helping Freshell in terms of facilitating recurring payments to people within y'all's ecosystem. So that's even people within Common Stack, within General Magic. But that's on the payments front. I think what's really interesting is I was kind of learning a bit from one of y'all's previous community calls about the Givers collection. And so I think there's ways in which the Nota primitive, which is really programmable, with this app, we've more or less just built a demonstration of what is possible with it. But we think there's really cool ways that it could potentially integrate to make donations more fun, more gamified. But with this, right now, we're looking at some example payments on Cello's network. So I can actually switch chains here to Polygon testnet, and we can view the same one here. And now I have access. So this is a cross-chain Nota. So with this one, we're facilitating payments on Cello, but we're using Axelar GMP, which is a general messaging protocol across these different chains, so that Polygon can kind of be the source of truth. So that means that like if I have like my favorite dApps or just network effects that I want to access on one chain, I can still access them, but I can still handle payouts on, let's say, another chain. So if I'm like a grants person or just like someone who wants to do community work on Cello, I can actually take advantage of getting paid out there, but still track my work on Polygon OpenSea, and like we can go on share that stuff on Lenster. So it sounds like for you guys, especially with applying for different grants on different chains and managing a lot of that stuff around the payments angle, we're talking to Freshell about some of that. But I think what we're really excited about is how we might be able to help kind of build reputation for donors and kind of make donation more fun and more cool to get more people like involved in the donation process. And so, yeah, this is kind of just what we built so far to showcase what's possible. It's a little bit more focused on the invoicing and payment stuff, though. But yeah, also kind of just wanted to chat with you guys a bit about, how you guys are approaching some of this stuff and think through it with you guys. But yeah, Ghostly, you want to share a little bit more? Kind of about how you're thinking about applications for how we might be useful for Giveth?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Alex. I've been working on this with Rafi and Mohammed for almost a year, I think, and there are a few things that I think are really exciting for us to partner and do something with. So we can do like proof of donation was one concept that I thought of. So as you see in the app that Rafi was just showing, when you send a payment, you also have this NFT receipt that represents the payment and the metadata. So that could be used as one way of tracking donations. So when someone wants to donate to a cause, they'll mint this NFT, which will also send the donation with that NFT. And they can have metadata attached to it, like how much they donated. So the NFT can display that information, what cause they donated to. And all of this is like NFT compatible. So you can see it on OpenSea. You can attach images to that. So there's like some other ideas that I had around displaying that donation information. So maybe the image itself will have like the logo of the charity that they donated to, and that could be like instantly set upon like minting. It can have like how much you donated. Maybe you can like continually donate using this NFT and like kind of upgrade it. So that's like one like fun concept that I was thinking about. And then I know you guys talked a bit about compliance. So there are some other things that we can enable with our Nota primitive. So one of them would be checking maybe someone's Gitcoin passport, and maybe if they have like a certain score, there's like some custom logic that we can add to that. So maybe you need to be KYC'd for that. Maybe you need to be like white or blacklisted. It kind of depends on like Giveth's needs, and I'd definitely be really interested in seeing like what kind of cool stuff we build with our protocol.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like, so I was looking at the proposal for the PFP collection, which I think y'all launched recently, and I think a lot of the benefits would kind of relate to that. And I think maybe it might be the next step for us to try to build like a proposal. But I think some of the stuff around like increasing sense of belonging, making new ways to like engage with people, gamifying stuff. I think there's also ways where if you're building these NFTs from donations, it could change your PFP to maybe look cooler or look different. There's also just gating that you could do with like numbers of donations that would be like more simplified and streamlined. And I think also some of the stuff you guys are working on with Gitcoin Passport seems like very related. We're also trying to integrate Gitcoin Passport and a couple other of these types of standards. So I think there's already a lot of overlap in terms of, I think, how you guys are approaching making donations more fun, accessible, and kind of more gamified. But yeah, I think like I'm curious how we would go about community-wise to try to like move forward with some of these ideas and building with you guys.
So if you
Does
guys have
anyone
any, yeah, I was just gonna say you could message us as well on Discord if you have any ideas or thoughts. That'd be great.
Anyone have any questions for Denota? Well, I think that in the end, you're really talking to the best person, and it sounds like you're, which is Freshelle, because she manages all of this for all of us, so we don't have to worry about these payment things. I do think it's super cool, the NFT, like, I feel like there's a lot of on-chain reputation that can be applied here. Like you said, Gitcoin Passport and other cool things. Like, do you guys have any directions with that you're going with, like attestations on optimism, or kind of going this what direction are you going with the reputation potential of this primitive?
So we're interested in building payments driven reputation. And there are some aspects of attestation and integrations with some of these other protocols that we think could be really useful. But really, I think what we really think is interesting is by having a reputation that's payment based. You have something where, you know, like you can really put your money, I guess, where your mouth is. So I think with certain things like having donated a certain amount that's already on chain and already accessible, but by putting that into a set of NFTs, now you, my headphones are about to die, but you could have things where now certain groups of donors could have access to certain things, or have communities where they could share certain things, or get rewards, or get like upgraded PFPs, or ways in which they could access the community in different ways. Sorry, Griff, I thought you were going to say something.
I was about to sneeze.
Yeah, no worries. I think I really enjoyed listening to you guys in the previous the previous community call that we joined. So I think I wasn't sure exactly what to expect from, I guess the other people mostly went through presentations. We were not as prepared, unfortunately, but I was really curious to just kind of engage with you guys, and we'll be continuing to and just kind of seeing like the progress that you guys are making and the grants that you guys are getting has been super cool. And we're hoping to kind of follow along and help out in whatever way we can, and be more active and just trying to contribute. And so I think like one thing seems to be just the proposal format. And maybe y'all could share a bit more about that, and how that would work. Like, is that something that would make sense for us to try to do a proposal, or?
I mean, yes, it absolutely could. I think the big thing is convincing Freshell. Freshell does all of this for us. So if Freshell is like, yes, this is cool, I want to do it, she will be the one who does the work on our side. So, and it sounds like you're already working. It's kind of sad that she's not here today, because she's really the person who should really be talking with you, and basically you convince Freshell and she'll take it the next mile.
No worries. Good to hear. I think she just mentioned to hop in and share a bit, so I'm glad we got a chance to. I think that's pretty much it, and we'll keep y'all updated with just any of the updates on our end about like kind of the progress we're making. And we're meeting with Rochelle pretty regularly. I think there's a lot of ways where I think we can simplify her flow for paying everyone out. And then I think the donation stuff and ways that like the Nota NFT could actually integrate, or other stuff we can like keep exploring with her.
I think that would be super cool. You know, one big problem we had with a lot of people on our team is they couldn't donate to Gitcoin because their on-chain score isn't enough, and it's like, really, someone who works at Giveth's on-chain score isn't enough? Come on, you know. So it would be amazing to get an integrated passport. And Monique, I saw you on mute. I don't know, did you have anything to ask? If not, then okay, cool. If not, then I think that we can call it and we can give everyone back 5 minutes. Thank you all for coming. Thank you so much for presenting, Dwayne and Mohammed and everybody. And we'll see you guys. This was Community Call 162. We'll see you at 163. Bye, everybody.